Well, we've kind of come to the end of the road. So we've gotten out and we put on our boots and we're going to be heading out this way to see if we can find Mullet Island. So we're just getting ready. Okay, we're just starting out our little walk. We're currently 200 feet below sea level, which means we're like 200 feet underneath the level of the Pacific Ocean. So this is interesting because we're still on dry land.
This is exciting. We're going to see some more mud.
We're going to go and see if we can find the new mud pots of the Salton Sea. They had the road blocked, so now we have to walk. Well, we've been working our way down this road for a while. We're still 200 feet below sea level, but above the Salton Sea, which is also below sea level. Although it is the sea, so that's the level of the sea there. Anyways, we're working our way over to Mullet Island here. You can see in the background. And it used to be an island, but now you can walk to it. And we're hoping that in the background here, you can see a bunch of steam coming up. We're hoping that those are the new mud pots.
We've gone 1.85 miles.
1.85 miles. We've still got a little ways to go.
We've got to get over here on this side of the dike.
Okay, well, we're working our way over to the mud pots in the background. You can see the steam coming off them. But in the short term, we got a couple of technical difficulties. We got little water channels running through here that we're going to have to get across. So, we'll carry on. Well, we made it through most of the water obstacles, and we've now got the excuse me, the mud pits are in our sight and looks like they're steaming pretty good. We got to see what's going on up here. Surprisingly, there's no tourists here.
Just us.
Just us. Okay, we're coming up on the steaming mud pits. These ones might be a bit warmer than the other ones. And they're snap, crackling, popping pretty good. We'll get you a close-up here in a minute.
And there's a smell to them.
We got a little bit of a smell here.
Those ones, they're black.
Not too bad. But we'll show you what's going on here shortly. Well, we made it. And here we are at the bubbling mud pits. They are making quite a bit of noise here as the mud gets thrown up into the air. You can see it in the background here. It's pretty amazing. It might be a bit of a hot place. This is a huge area. There's an awful lot of thermal activity going on. I think they've got some kind of program going on where they go bubble, bubble, and then big bubble. We're going to give you a close-up here in a minute of one of the ones that's steaming pretty good. Let's check out these guys here. Ground's fairly soft. And this one's bubbling real good. Bubbling and steaming. And apparently this just goes on 24/7. There's another one in the background. And the whole ground out here, just past these, there's all kinds of little ones. We're in kind of a marshy area. Generally, these ones over here, they're actually making a hissing sound. You got to be careful where you step here because you might be up to your knees in hot mud. This one is the hissing one, and there's quite a few vents coming up through this area here. Not too much bubbling going on, mostly steaming. In the background, you can see some of the ones that have built up into little mini volcanoes.
nowhere land, and look what we found.
Okay, this one's a real special one. It's got multiple little mud geysers going up and down in it. I'm standing right in the path of all of the steam that's coming off of it, and there's a bit of a smell to it.
It's quite a smell.
I'll just give you a circular view here. Ground's fairly soft. There's another one in the background, and there's more over here. We don't really want to venture out there too far.
No.
You don't know how soft the ground is. And this must be a fairly new one right here because it hasn't pushed up that much yet. These have only been exposed for just a short while due to the Salton Sea receding. And this is the bigger group of them in, or the more active group in the background here.
Look at that. I mean, we're in the middle of nowhere land, and look what we found. Isn't that absolutely incredible? And then you can see the steam in the background over here from the other ones we were at a few minutes ago.
Here's another one, bubbling away and steaming. So you know there's something pretty warm underneath the ground to cause all this. We're in the Rolly seismic zone, which is between the San Andreas Fault and the Imperial Fault. And it's pretty active. Apparently there's a lot of little earthquakes happen in this area. There's just a new one forming here. He's doing the steaming and the hissing. There's a little guy that's just on the outer edges of the mud zone, and it's pretty noisy. You can see the mud spitting up as it slowly builds its mud volcano.
Look at the steam and the dark smoke coming out of this.
Here's another one. It's built a pretty good sized volcano. It's kind of got a black kind of smoke coming out of this one. Can't really see inside that guy. But if you notice around the top, it's kind of like a different color of mud. It's more of a lighter gray. Don't know if that has anything to do with the color of the steam that's coming out of there or not. And this is the most active area. There's a lot of bubbling mud.
This is really going high.
The mud pits are sort of semicircular shaped around where I'm standing. And we're going to leave the mud pits as we found them, bubbling away. And we're going to head over to Mullet Island and see what we can see over there. Apparently there's some ruins. Okay, away we go. Well, the big set of mud pots is in this area, but we've worked our way around and we've noticed that there's some more mud pots in behind this set of bushes here. You can see the steam coming off of them. We can't get to them right now unless we wanted to get awfully muddy. So we're just going to give you a little shot of where they are. This whole area is a major bird area. If you can see in the background here, there are hundreds of birds eating in this marsh area. All different kinds. And they're all wading through the marsh, having lunch. We're working our way to Mullet Island, and there's some telephone poles or power poles out here from back when this island had some structures on it. We're a little muddy out here, but we're making our way, and we'll see if we can get there. Well, we're not going to make it to Mullet Island, but we got close. There's just a little bit too much muddy water between us and it. So we're going to call it here and slowly work our way back to the car. The old power poles and some other structure that's out here. And you can see the second set of mud pots in the backgrounds here. We've made our way back from Mullet Island, or as close to it as we could get, and it's a little bit muddy out there. So if you go, be prepared to get muddy shoes. We're now working our way back along the trail. This part of it's pretty dry, and we got to get back to along the side of the Alamo River and back to the car. And we're gone.